This might be a spicy take and I might make a lot of people mad, but like, I don't care. The people who genuinely don't like the fact that influencers go to like events and screenings and stuff sound a teensy bit ridiculous. Is this a biased opinion? Yes, but I'm gonna break down my logic. Social media and the reach that social media has reached new heights even in the past like 3 years. And I have been on the internet since the wild, wild west days of the long form content app. Like it was, and just based on numbers alone, the vast majority of people consume the content that influencers make. Like, why do you think that people have like tens of millions of followers? Even like hundreds of thousands, like that's more than a stadium full of people. And at least for me, a lot of these influencers make content and provide entertainment largely for free. Granted, some people do have optional subscription services, but like the majority of the content that you're consuming from a lot of your favorite creators is free. Y'all consume it, like the numbers don't lie. I'm gonna be completely transparent. I do have a full-time job outside of my content creation, like my personal content creation. It is also in social media, but it's still a job. And I didn't consistently start getting like any kind of brand deals or payments until like the middle of last year. And still, unless you see a paid partnership label on my content, it is free. Like I'm just making this stuff for free. And I love it. Like my worst day doing content creation is still better than my best day at retail. Like I would not trade this. I'm not gonna sit here and say this is the hardest job in the world. Like it's not. It's not. Let's be astronomically for real. Difficult like any job is, yes. The hardest job in the world, no. But like doing this for almost 3 years, like consistently and professionally, I'm just kind of stepping back and like looking at the landscape, right? And what I have found from social media and particularly vertical entertainment as a whole is that a lot of people who would have otherwise not gotten a chance in this industry are getting a chance. For example, me. We are getting a chance to be able to show the people who are in charge what we can do, what we can provide, what we can offer, and make pretty decent livings and get some notoriety that we would have otherwise not been able to have. And is it perfect? Absolutely not. There are biases everywhere. There is every kind of ism and phobia in this industry, especially in this industry. Being able to get your foot in the door is like nearly impossible. And if a lot of these people who didn't like the fact that like influencers are now starting to kind of make their own name and do their own thing in the world, took a second to like ask individual people like what they wanted to do with their lives, they would find that like a lot of people aren't just in it to be an influencer. Like influencing isn't always the end goal, and I find a lot of the times that it's really not a lot of people's end goal. Like personally, I want to write and produce, maybe act a little bit on the side, you know. And again, I already work professionally in vertical entertainment, like I'm a social media manager. The goal is to work in entertainment, make a living in entertainment. And I'm really privileged and like happy to have this tool and this outlet to be able to kind of make a name for myself. Be able to show what I can do on my own and be like, hey, this is what I can do on my own. Imagine what I can do with budget and a team. And also particularly on the Cursed Bird app, I've been seeing the sentiment of like, oh, like premieres and events used to be like exclusive Hollywood things. Now they're just letting anybody in. That sentiment is a little bit icky, and I'm going to explain why. It's the exclusion and elitism for me. Because again, if we're being astronomically for real, this industry is run by straight white guys. Made by straight white guys for straight white guys. And for a long time, they were trying not to let any of us in. Let's be so for real. This place is still not accessible. Imagine before. The point that I'm trying to get at is that people who would have otherwise not had a say or a voice or a presence are finally having a say, a voice, and a presence. There is an influx of people from all ages, all socioeconomic backgrounds, all races, all genders being able to finally make a name for themselves without a lot of the roadblocks of traditional entertainment in Hollywood. And I think that's valuable. I think opening up these spaces and allowing people with different voices from different backgrounds is valuable. And I feel like keeping it at the top 1% is detrimental, because then progress is going to halt and then everything's going to stay the same and it's just not going to get better. Not fast enough, at least. And again, if we're being astronomically real, do I think some people are famous purely because they fit a specific mold? Absolutely. That's always going to happen in any industry, in anything. It's going to happen. But I don't know, I think it's counterproductive to rag on the people who are largely working for free and actually being self-made and actually getting themselves places without money and nepotism. Like leave people alone?